What is up, guys? Stu here. So the first couple of days of the London Film Festival are done and dusted, and one of the first films I managed to go over and see was Breathe, the directorial debut from Andy Serkis. So let's talk about that shit. As I said, Breathe is the directorial debut of Andy Serkis, and if you haven't heard about it, it basically tells the true story of Robin Cavendish, who is a guy who got polio, as a lot of guys did, because it's a disease. But this was in a time when, like, the medical developments, they're not where they were today. So if you had polio, you were essentially crippled and you had a very short lifespan. And so you were basically just kind of left in a hospital to live out the rest of your days in there. But he was like, no, I don't want to do that, because that is not fun to me. It's not a life, really, is it? So him and his wife Diana decided, with the help of his friends and family, to get him out of there and basically work to help him live a life outside the hospital, which in itself paved a way for a lot of breakthroughs in the medical field. And to me, when I heard this one was Andy Serkis' directorial debut, I said, look, a bit of an odd choice for him, considering he's a dude that likes to dress up as monkeys and be monkeys in films. But no, he's gone for a very kind of traditional biopic romantic drama. And I actually think he's done a pretty good job with it overall. I found myself really enjoying this one. So the film's carried by Andrew Garfield and Claire Foy here as the lead couple, and I actually think they do a really great job. I wasn't too sure on them as a couple at first in terms of their chemistry and their relationship to each other, but as the film got going, I actually found myself really getting on board with the two of them. I mean, I think there's a lot more room for Claire Foy in particular to have explored a little bit more of the character, but I think that's not really down to her performance. I think that's down to the character that's written for her in this film. But there's also a bunch of other really great British actors in the film, like Tom Hollander, Hugh Bonneville, and also like a lot of the cast of Game of Thrones pop up in this one, which was jarring to me, but I can't really fault the film for that. But yeah, performance wise, everyone's doing a good job here. Nothing particularly incredible that blew me away, but they're all doing solid work. But how's Andy Serkis' direction is the main question I think a lot of people are going to be going for this one, because it is his directorial debut. It's a valid question to have, and I actually think he did a really solid job with this one. I think a lot of people are going to have different opinions on that one, but for me, I thought it was effective. It did what it needed to do and what he's clearly trying to do here. It is a very kind of traditional, weepy, romantic biopic, so I think if you can get past that, you'll probably find enjoyment in it. I know there's a lot of people that probably aren't going to be able to get past that. Fair enough. The first half of this film, I was like that myself. I mean, right from the get-go, it opens up with this really kind of typically melodramatic, sweeping orchestral score, and it's very kind of pretty, glossy, cheesy drama here. But I think Andy Serkis brings a certain level of genuine heart to this one, which means that as it's going on, I just couldn't help but really get swept up in everything he's trying to do here. It is very much, I guess, kind of conventional, cliche storytelling here, but it's effective, and I do think he nails a lot of the stuff he's trying to do, particularly the comedic side of things. I actually thought that side of things worked very well here. It's got that kind of charming tone to it throughout, which is really essential in getting you on board with the characters in this one, and I think it's part of the reason I was able to get past the more cliche and conventional side of the direction here. But the dramatic side of things as well, on the whole, is handled really well, I thought. It's one of those, it hit me. It really hit me in the heart, this one. By the end of this film, I was crying like a baby. Absolutely sobbing. One of those cries where it's not just like, oh, well, a couple of tears here and there, like wobbly lip. You got that fucking shaky voice going. That was me. It's like the entire half an hour at the end of this film. So in making me cry, it's 100% effective. Although I do think one of the main problems in the film is that it can push it a little bit too far over the edge into just annoyingly cliche. And I do also think that whilst I enjoyed the light-hearted tone to a lot of it, quite a bit of the comedic moments didn't really work for me, particularly all the stuff with Tom Hollander's character, or characters. He plays twins in the films. I'm not sure their stuff really worked for me at all. And some of the comedic moments just get a little bit repetitive and obvious in that kind of, oh, look how British we are sort of thing. I don't know, some points it just keeps going down that route, and it's like, okay, just cool off on that a little bit, Andy. Yeah, you don't need to go too hard on that. But I guess that's kind of intentional on his half. It's a very clear decision on his part to heighten all of those kind of typically British stiff upper lip comedy moments, because in real life it sounds like the Cavendishes, which, side note, is a really annoying last name to do plural. Why? But no, it sounds like they dealt with a lot of the trauma in their life by going through comedy, and I guess the fact that the producer of this film is the son of the couple in the film means that it's probably quite accurate in that sense. So I don't think it's a huge problem here for me. And I also think that where this film kind of starts to slip is where it gets into all of the actual stuff that he did to help the medical field here. It touches on them. Well, it is undeniably a big part of the film, but it ends up becoming just this kind of love story between the two characters, which is exactly what it's trying to do, and I think does work. But undeniably on the way, it touches on some of the things that he helped innovate in the medical field, which I think were handled well, but also leave a lot of room to have been done better. And I'm not sure it entirely achieves the ideal blend between showing all the amazing stuff that he did for the medical field and also just being a typically cheesy romantic weepy. But I actually think that Serkis did give it a good shot here, and it's not perfect. There are a lot of things wrong with it, but it was an enjoyable time for me. I think your enjoyment of it's really going to come down to how much you're willing to just go for that paint by numbers, weepy romantic film genre here. As I said, at first it wasn't really doing it for me, but I don't know why. There's something undeniably charming about it all that got me sucked up, and by the end of it I was crying like a baby. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give Breathe a very low 4 stars. But what about you guys? Have you seen Breathe yet? Did you catch it at the festival, or are you excited to check it out? Let me know whatever you thought about it in the comments down below. And as usual, if you like this review and want to see me talk about more shit, please go ahead and click subscribe. But until next time, stay beautiful, mother truckers. Cherry Bakewell. I'm running out of things to exclaim when I come back at the end here now, so I'm just going to start saying random things, because why the hell not? Just popping up to let you know that over here on the screen, with the power of editing, there is a playlist popping up, which you can go and click on. It's got all the reviews from the London Film Festival this year for the films that I've gone out and seen. It's going to be filling up big time. There's a lot of stuff to come. Get excited for that. But yeah, if you want to check out any of the other reviews from the film festival this year, from myself, click on here, have a scroll through, enjoy yourself. But not that much. Disgusting. Unbelievable.